Be ready to change yourself. Be ready to challenge your better self. Know that your mind can develop a passionate winning spirit, but not by yourself. We guarantee your family in love with your life, and you're gonna love all the grind. Lewis and Bars together, we develop your mindset with vitamin C for your mind. Don't you settle with what you know. There's much to learn, there's much to earn. Tell yourself I'm ready to fight, ready to be heard. Out of success and awakening rise. There's so many words that turn into prices. Be ready to change for the best. Step up and be great. Don't be like the rest. Develop your mindset.
We're here, right? So another week.
Another week. Oh, we got Jesse joining there.
Yeah. Hey, Jesse, how are you doing? Yeah, it's been pretty tough, but trying to make the best out of it, right? So how is it totally. What's going on with you?
It's been pretty good. I've been it's kind of been like up and down. So I've had a lot of self-discovery. I've been studying a lot and like really doing a lot of introspection work. So I've just tried to take that in and really connect with myself. And I feel like I'm gonna be a totally different me after this is all done and everything. So pretty excited.
This kind of times it defines people into you have to make a choice of either you want to be the better version of you or you want to be the victim. You choose, right? And it's always good to be the next better version of you. And this is what happened actually in 9/11. I saw a lot of people change all around me, and some people going into good or not so good. So that's pretty much that's the byproduct of this intensity. The out of your hand. What are you gonna do about it? You wanna give up or you wanna make something out of it? Pretty much. I could see right a few days before we left.
Yeah.
I could see in you something click, something change, and that's great. And I'm excited for you. It's always that's always going to a really good direction. It is what it is, man. Like. We're just going along with these times and trying to. A lot of my questions kind of have that inserted in them because I want to talk about this because this is what I'm doing too. Also, I've already made like 9 designs where I never had the time to really sit down and do things like that before when that whole fast moving pace didn't allow me to sit down and be creative. And then now I'm finding out like, this, we all needed this, maybe we learn from this. And then when we go back to the regular, crazy lives, we should, pretty much do this, at least one day. So I'm glad that's happening to you and it's happening to me too. I know a lot of people are learning a lot from this. I prepared a bunch of questionnaires because every week whatever we go through, that's what we do. We kind of like touch on base on what we're discovering, learning, and then this is another discovery, another learning lesson for all of us.
Totally.
So I wanna open up by saying like the headline kind of like goes like this: the coronavirus made me open shop in my kitchen. I've thought about that all the time, like open a shop in my house, and how would that work? How would that be possible? I never was able to kind of like see it in my mind's eye. I thought that was never gonna be something. It's gonna be feasible, but when you get in situations, you gotta figure out. You gotta be. What is the word? I've wrote it here somewhere. You have to be resourceful. You have to find the resources, and you have to. And then I want to talk about that in a little bit. But that's what we're doing here. We're being resourceful because we we know how to do it. It's just that we're out of our comfort zone,
Yeah.
and then we're trying to figure out how we can do this. And like here we are, second week we're doing it on split phone thing, and but
Totally.
we're not giving up. So. So what did you do? I started a shop in my kitchen. And what about you? What are you doing?
Yeah, so I've been trying to really develop a routine. As far as like trying to develop a productive routine where I can really stay on point with balance everything from like self growth to really trying to learn new things. Working out, that's another thing too. Like I started working out. I worked out this entire week. Just about 2 hours ago, I went out for a run, around my neighborhood. It felt really good to do that once again. I used to do that a lot, but I stopped doing it for a while, and now I've been catching up with that. And then just doing all the questions that I've had, all the things that I've kind of ignored, those dark places, where I didn't want to go. I've been trying to go to those places and really, start actually, seeing the truth behind certain things. So a lot of introspection, and pretty much that's what I've been doing all this week, just doing all that.
Words have a little bit different meanings today, because of experiences because we do have freedom, but we don't we're trying to obey this thing here, and it's making you question a lot of things.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It's good. It's good.
It is.
Yeah. It's a forceful thing, forceful thing where it's it makes you go deep inside.
Definitely.
Discovery.
I don't think I've gone like this deep, before this all happened. So definitely, I've been going really deep at this point. I thought I was going deep, but now I'm there was a deeper level to go now.
Yeah, I think time was missing out of what we were doing. We didn't have a lot of time to go deep and stay there and try to analyze what we just analyzed. And I think that's what's different here, and it's great. Yesterday we all got this alert, and it was saying that we have until the 19th, until maybe we can go back.
I heard.
That's 2.5, 3 weeks, man. I'm having nervous breakdown, but also it's out of my hand. I'm like, you know what? Maybe you should learn how to control this nervous breakdown thing.
Yeah. Really, dive into those emotions. I think it's the best thing you can do.
Yeah, I've been taking a lot of notes and a lot of things, experiencing. I've made 9 designs where some of them are so freaking difficult that I never had time to make. Look at this ring. I didn't. Can you see it?
Nice. Yeah, I can see it. It's
this.
It's a little bit out of focus, but let me see.
I don't know.
You can still.
It's not doing it.
It's still focusing on you. Yeah.
Dude, I made bunch, and I've never had time to make all this. But I'm building the asset of when we go back. I don't want to start where I left off. I want to start where I brought something with me back into the company. Where the design is gonna mean the company has designs now that it can work with. So that's what I've been doing. So that's why I named it. I opened a shop in my kitchen.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So let's go with the next thing. How do you get good at something that you love doing? We kind of know how you get good at something you do over and over and over. Yeah. But because of this time, I'm discovering that you need to slow down. And then take a lot of a lot of the commotion and a lot of fast life from your space, and just be doing something until you get it right. The stuff the ring that I just showed you, it's a different kind of wax that I work with. And I know how to work with this wax, but I never push myself into this kind of levels where this wax I wanted to discover if it's possible to make the whole ring with with that kind of ring with this wax, and I just discovered new techniques, new ways of doing this, like how you can make this perfect looking, like beautiful looking ring where this wax is so like easily bends that it's so hard to work with. But I guess there's a way. It made me learn how to do this. Also, it made me learn to be out of my elements and also be very productive. Be able to do something. So like one thing is like when you're professional, it doesn't matter if your environment is changed. You have to be able to perform the same levels. That's where the next level professionalism is coming in. So that's what's going on here. So tell me, what are you going through?
So how do you get good at something you love doing? Well, let's see. I mean, I'm gonna announce it probably later today or tomorrow. But I like all the personal development videos that I post here on Instagram. The ones I made back in the office, I threw them all into its own YouTube channel. I didn't have a chance to do it while I was still working there. Now, a chance now, like people are gonna be able to go see it on YouTube now as well. So I've been doing that, and then most of my work this week has really been just diving into those emotions. Everything that comes up. As far as like a little bit of anxiety that's gonna it's gonna take this long for us to go back. As far as like just staying positive, I think it's something I heard while I was studying is that positivity is something that you gotta earn it. It's not something that it's not something that you just listen to or something and you just kind of assume that you're positive. It's something that you really have to earn by like disciplining yourself to always stay positive and always, look at positive content and, have positive thoughts and really have positive action. So, yeah, really that's...
Totally. I was reading, I was listening to this book, Psychology of Mind or something like that. I forgot the name of the book. I can tell you, maybe we can put a link to that. It was talking about so many about your mindset and it was incredible. While I'm working, while I'm listening to a bunch of books and listening motivation, listening to studies and all kinds of things. I mean, basically, what you're saying is so true. You have to allow yourself to, you have to give permission to yourself to like learn how to control your emotions, like that kind of deal, and it's almost like you're asking yourself, and then also vice versa. When someone is not understanding, upset or angry or like something that not agreeing with you, you have to give that little bit of time and then ask them I need your help to make you understand what my point of view. Like you have to ask help from that person, like, so it's totally. Both ways. It's like you have to ask yourself, that book was amazing. I enjoyed listening to that. Let's go next. We have maybe 40 minutes about?
Around there,
let's go through this, a bunch of them, and then we can maybe stop and have a little discussion there. It's like this, how times like this, how to keep your focus, you keep your promise to yourself, to your dreams, and why you need to stay calm and collective and do the work. Basically, times like this is, there are times that it's out of your head. Me growing up in a war country in Beirut, Lebanon, while when I was 5 all the way to about 14 years old, I was in that country and I experienced a lot of stuff. There was times where we were in a basement and we couldn't go out because bombs were falling everywhere, and it was the same feeling. You had something out of your hand. If you go out, it's not going to work for you. So there was a lot of people. They took it they took certain things differently, and we want to talk about that in a little bit. But also, but what I want to say is like it's up to you how you use the time that we have. We always hear this thing where everyone has 24 hours. How you use your 24 hours matters. Rich and poor people have the same amount of time, and then the rich is using 24 hours as well as the poor. And like, what are you doing with your time? These are all like things was thrown around, and that we like to listen to or like try to analyze what we're doing with our times. It's again, we now we have time where it's going really slow, and then we can do so much more if we stay productive. So that's why times like this, we have to keep focus and keep your promise to your dreams. We all have dreams. Like the dreams don't need to stop. We can actually keep on working on our dreams in a different way. If we cannot actually be hands-on, we can actually learn about it. So we learn more and more, and then when we go back to our regular lives, and we have a lot more tools now that we learn that we can implement.
Totally. I mean, definitely. Like, I mean, something that you've mentioned before is that you definitely got to stay resourceful and really look at what resources you have at hand right now, because it could be worse. We could be in a much worse situation, and I think it's very important that you stay grateful for the things that you can still do, the things that you can still control, and really make the best out of everything that you've got. This is the time right now, and perhaps maybe in the past you took a lot of these things for granted, but it's never too late to really have some awareness of the things that you currently have right now, and really make the most out of everything that you got right now. And like you said, you got to stay focused, calm. It's definitely very important that you maintain yourself very calm, because it's very easy to kind of lose it and get anxious and get stressed, because right now we're in a situation where we don't exactly know when this is going to be over. Like, perhaps we have a couple dates here and there. There's a lot of information that's been thrown out there left and right, and it's very easy to just have uncertainty about the future. And so you kind of just have to tell your mind that positive things, that this is going to be all right. And really think about like how are you going to be after all this is all over, because it's really going to matter once this is all over, like how you come out of this. So really keep your purpose and your dreams and everything that you love, your passions, everything, keep them alive, and keep them alive by actually taking action, not just thinking about your passion and your dreams, but actually doing something about it and taking action, because that action will really reinforce your mind that this is something that means a lot to you, and that you're willing to do the work, even if you don't feel like it. Because, throughout this week, I personally, there was times where I didn't feel like studying. I didn't feel like working out. I didn't feel like doing all of these things, but I still did them anyway, because I knew that, these are productive things. These are things that are going to move me forward. And because it's positive action, eventually, once I was done with them, I felt so much better. I felt good and positive, and so that made me take even more action afterwards. So definitely, that's how I see that.
Yeah, totally. I agree. Man, I'm gonna say this the next, because what I wanted to say is about here. So Plato, a Greek philosopher, who first said necessity is the most. Necessity is the mother of invention. That means be resourceful. So when it's out of your hand, but you don't want to give up for your dreams and for your working on your future, is you're confined in space where basically no one controls your mind, right? Your mind belongs to you. So now you have to become innovative, find different ways to advance through your, to get closer to your future that you're working on. And we all need to really take this time seriously, because this time's not coming back anyways. We're not living 1,000 years old. It is what it is. We have now. I'm like, I was working until 1:30 a.m. in the morning yesterday.
Wow.
Everyone went to sleep. I wanted to finish this one ring, and I was trying to make it look nice. I was redesigning until that thing worked out. And it looked really, really good. Thank you. I just got a bottle of water. Whatever you're after, like, there's so many things you can do about it. When we're working out there, driving around, we want to get here, we want to get there, we want to finish this. There's a deadline. When all that you remove, it doesn't mean that you have to stop doing what you were doing. You can actually like put the same amount of effort, but like creating something. Because now for me, it's a creation time. No more of deadlines, no more of what was going on back, in the shop. So I'm discovered. When I go back, I know I'm gonna ask time from myself to be able to do this kind of work. So like you said, we're learning so much about ourselves. That's one that for sure I learned about myself. So don't stop being innovative. Invention is necessary. So you can go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, kind of like you were saying. Yeah, I mean, when we're out there, we're always kind of like going from this place to that place, and it's like, there was like, a lot of there was a lot of like, I guess, there was a lot of driving force on the outside that, we were, there was people who depended on us, who were dependent on us, to like accomplish a certain thing. But now, like, since we're sort of distant, we don't have the same amount of people now, like, to those deadlines and everything. So I think we got to really, take responsibility for all that and really try to, establish all that for ourselves now, and really, look into ourselves and really try to, start doing things that really propel us into success. And we really have to do that on our own, really, like, and hold ourselves accountable, which is something very important. So, like, something I've been trying to do too is trying to build like a to-do list. I think right now is like the most important time to really do that, since, like, I have actually something to look at, certain things that I want to accomplish throughout the day, and really, making them all happen at the end of the day. So, like, I think it's definitely. It definitely means a lot to really be able to, establish your own schedule and take responsibility for it.
Yeah. I was listening to 12 rules that Steve Jobs used to live by. And one of the rules was that he came up with, when he was younger, he used to go and meet all these smart, intelligent people, and he would ask them questions. And one of the things he said that he used to ask was, how do you manage your time? And none of those people was managing their time. He found out that they work by calendars. Yeah. So in the future, next week, you have that line that you created, and then you have to do this thing. And that is it. If like, because there is a deadline, you must finish, right? And then you work on it, you finish it. It's not, you're not managing your time doing this and this and that, right? Yeah. So that was very interesting. When I heard that, I'm like, it makes so much sense. So everything, like what you're saying is true, like you have to have deadlines to finish things. Otherwise, how are you going to control your thoughts? You can't.
Definitely.
There's this thing we say, time is running out, like time is escaping me, and blah blah.
Yeah.
and it's true. You're never going to have a chance to finish anything. So next is why doing what you're good at keep you calm and take your mind off of the insanity happening all around you, right?
Yeah.
Why doing what you're good at? Like the thing is, this is the thing. We all have assets, and we all need to find out our assets. What are we good at? Like since you were a little kid until today, what you've learned, those are your assets. Now you have strong points and not so strong points. You have stuff, things that you have really good idea about, and you're pretty okay with it. But some things that you're so good. So once you figure out your asset, your strong point, that's what you need to kind of like do a lot of study about. Stay calm, stay collective, and and start working on towards becoming the better version in that whatever asset that you have. So this is what now that like earlier I said, now that one soft wax that I work with, I didn't know that I could do this kind of work. And then I did I can show you, I did like bunch of work I put next to me, like I'm going to hold them like this, and then look how many I did. And I didn't know this was possible. If I can do this, you guys can do it too, man. Whatever you're good at, you can actually go out there and do it. Like these are some of the pieces, rings that I did, right? Those are all all this blue wax is so soft. If I hold it in 5 minutes in my hand, it will start bending from the heat of my skin.
Wow.
I was able to do this great work with that. Normally this is how I do it with this kind of wax. This you've seen this, but that one is way crazy. That last ring I showed you, that took me 11 hours to finish. I mean, that could take me a week to finish at the shop. Here I just sat down two segments and I finished the damn thing.
Wow.
So like whatever your asset is, work on it, make it, push yourself, and then you're gonna find some stuff that you didn't think it was possible. That's what I want. That's why that is over there.
Yeah. So definitely, I mean, I myself, I try to balance the strengths and the weaknesses here since I've been like I said, I've been doing a lot of introspection, and I've discovered a lot of things, a lot of weak points that I didn't know I had, until this point. So something I've been doing is that, I use what I'm already good at to, get some wins throughout the day. And then, of course, I also want to take some losses, so the way I do that is by working on those weaknesses and really looking into them, and because I feel like they make you stronger as the days go by, there's things that I discovered early on during the week, like on Monday, Tuesday type of deal, but now, I feel grateful that I did, so that, I'm able to, improve upon myself and use those, recognize what are my weaknesses. So I think it's really important that you do work on whatever it is that you love and that you're really good at. And especially now, if you're able to do it, go all out, because, you have all this time to really focus and dive into whatever it is that you're good. And like you said, you might be able to find something that you didn't know before that you can possibly do. So that's always good, because, when this is all over, you'll come back even smarter, stronger. You'll be more capable of doing things. But also, work on the things that you don't want to work on. Whatever it is that you might have been avoiding, you might have been in fear of confronting. Definitely, give some time. Give it some time and give it really dive deep into that as well. Because you can learn anything from from like any sort of experience that you have. So definitely, keep that in mind, I would say.
Totally. Use this time wisely, because this time's not going to come back. Like I said, we're not going to live 1,000 years old. That means like do it now. Now is important, and the future is even more important because the future is coming. The past is gone. Who cares? So this is what I discovered too while I'm going through this time. Right, there are three kinds of people when you're stuck. Like we're stuck now, we can't do much, right? One kind of people that gives up. Then the other kind is freaks up, and the other one is not giving up. Not giving up. Why it's so important not to give up is because what's happening is what is happening to us end of the day, individually. So you have to take it in your hands and then do something with your time and like be productive. That it's going to help you grow, become better version of you, like we always say, And I'm discovering that some people are freaking out, like seriously freaking out, like, and some people are just gave up, whatever, They're just sitting watching TV and doing nothing, just wasting their time doing not much, Same thing over and over. So why it's important not to give up? Because like what life is coming back to us, and then when we get there, we should be we should be ready for it. And so this was my observation, and I just wanted to talk about that.
Yeah. So we have the people that whatever.
I wonder if you have people. I wonder if you're noticing that around you.
What do you mean, like? Oh,
like
people,
the 3 steps.
Oh, about giving up, freaking out. I mean, I haven't heard of anybody doing that just yet. I don't know if they just don't want to like admit it or something. But I mean, so far everybody seems to be holding up pretty well. But it's understandable. I mean, like I said, you have to earn that positive mindset. It's not something that you can just adopt. It's not like you can just go and watch a couple motivational stuff and positive things and that's it. It's not enough. You have to take action as well along with that. So like, and it's something that you constantly gotta have there. And that's something that I learned. I was watching the interview of London Rio with Wes Watson. I don't know if you've seen it. It's the guy that spent 10 years in prison, and then he came out of prison. And then
I know the story.
And then
I don't remember if I've seen it, the actual interview, but I know the story.
I saw the full interview. It was like about 2 hours, and like it's really good. It's a really good interview. But I mean, something he said in there was that when he was in there, it's not like positivity just came to him. He had to discipline himself to stay positive. To do the things that kept him positive. As far as like he would work out in there, he would study in there, he would do any sort of thing that was positive, and he would work on himself in there. But that was something that he had to work for. Every single day. Every single day was a challenge. It's not like you can be positive one day and that means you'll be positive for the rest of your life. It's like, it's something that you have to constantly, hammer into yourself every day. You have to go out there and be like, today I'm going to be positive. Today I'm going to go and do certain things that are positive, positive action. And really, that's, I think this can apply really well to this, as far as like giving up or freaking out, I think, most of us will have those emotions right now. It's perfectly normal as a human being to have that. But the important thing here is to like, not let it consume you and not let it run for such a long time. Eventually you want to shift back to a more futuristic, more optimistic mindset that'll push you into doing things that are positive and that will grant you success even in these times.
Yeah, totally. I think what Steve Jobs said is very true, because at this point, staying positive is also using a calendar is going to help a lot. Like put in your calendar every day. This morning, this hour, I'm going to do this. This hour, I'm going to do this. Then after this hour to this hour, I have free time to do other things. And then follow your calendar. That's it. That's going to help you to be able to do it. Next is while others are distracted, stay committed to your vision. When everything said and done, you will have the edge. So a lot of people now they're all like doing stuff, random things, and they're just like not being productive. What I wanted to put the message here where people, like for all of us, whoever's watching this, like just get yourself together and then be productive towards your whatever your asset is, and learn about it. If you have chance to make something, and then try new ideas, new things when you go back. That's going to be another asset that you built. That's going to be another value that you created. That you are the value, right? And this is perfect time. So I wanted to just put there to let people talk about this. If you're doing it, great, do it more because it's the right thing to do. Yeah,
definitely. Like I think it's very important that you have a vision for sure, like a long-term vision as far as like what you want to accomplish and how do you want to come out of this. But at the same time, also I think it's even more important to set daily goals, things that you can accomplish day by day, because there is that bigger vision, of course, but then there's you want to have these little small like goals that you're hitting every single day. That way, every single day, at the end of the day, you can feel like you've accomplished something that's going to push you into that ultimate vision. Because right now, if all you do is focus on your vision, your vision might be a couple months, a couple years, ahead.
Talk about 10 years.
And so your vision will not be accomplished right now, but what you can do is really, keep that vision alive, but also, have these little small, goals and steps that you can take right now that will get you some wins every single day. And that will help you feel like, you've accomplished something that's going to make that vision come true, at some point, whatever your time frame is in order to accomplish that vision.
Yeah, like I always say, like target is a moving target. It's never steady. The entrepreneur road is always under construction. You gotta have a few cranes with you, a few trucks, a few stuff, a few shovels. You gotta go work. Whenever you hit that bump, you gotta fill up that bump, clean, go, and the target is always moving. It's never just in front of you. Sometimes you get to the target, you'll discover another target behind it. You're like, oh shit, this is not exactly what I wanted. So there's another target. I gotta keep on going now, So it's always it's always moving. So
totally.
Next is edge. Instead of spending time being frozen in fear, push yourself to be productive. That's like some people are kind of like sitting home and doing not much. And I just want to put this again there for everyone. Like you can actually work as hard as you were working when everything was open for us to go and do. And at these times we can it's no different. If you're working, for instance, I'm working for generational wealth to create that, and then I'm working towards being successful. And for me, it doesn't matter. Here, home, in my kitchen, have the same mindset, and I'm working towards creating something special. When I go back, I'll be like, look what I created, and then this is going to help us to bring in new clients, new ideas, new shows, new everything. So the concept is there still, the idea is still there, and I'm working towards that. Never stop. So, just whatever you're good at, do it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, so spending time being frozen in fear. I mean, that's like I said, that's it's a normal emotion to have. As a human being, fear, and like, the thing here is that you really got to have your vision and your purpose very clear. As to what are your goals and what is your purpose. That way, you're able to, still take action and be productive despite the fear being there. Whatever the fear is. And this might be a good time to really look into the fear and dive deep into the fear and see like why is it that you fear what you're currently fearing right now. Like really get very specific as to why you have that fear, and then you have the internet as a resource. You can really educate yourself. Whatever it is your fear and you want to overcome it. Now's the time. You can go ahead and watch. There's a lot of videos on YouTube you can watch as far as like whatever it is that you're struggling with right now. You can easily find somebody who can really educate you in that and help you overcome whatever that fear is. That way you're able to continue on with your life and be productive. That way you're very grateful once this is all over. You'll look back and you'll be like, yeah, like I'm so happy I was able to still stay productive and still be able to work and push myself forward. And still, be on the same track towards whatever the purpose is.
Yeah, totally. The last part, whatever you said, is so important because, like, when we go back, we're gonna take this whatever we're doing today. We're gonna take it with us, and this is never gonna leave us. This is becoming part of us. We all make us.
Yes.
And we are becoming this person. And then whatever we're doing here, we're going to take it to the future of ourselves. And fear, you said something about fear, which is I want to add to that. Like whoever, like if you guys watching this and then if you do understand about fear, that's good. If you don't, go watch a few videos on YouTube about fear. Because fear releases this, what was it? I'm not remembering. It releases some kind of hormones, which is so bad for you. And you guys need to learn about that a little bit. And so if you can make yourself get out of it, just get out of it. We all get kind of like scared, afraid sometimes, but you need to stay there for like 10 seconds. There's no point staying there. It's a toxic, you have to get out of it. Yeah. So, a lot of the things that I, learn in life is like, don't stay there more than 10 seconds. Don't stay there more than 20 seconds. I make myself get out of it and just forget about it. Just keep on going. What was I doing? Where is my target? Like, what am I working for? Oh, okay. Yes. Keep on going. That's how I've been doing for a long time now.
Totally.
If you have made decisions. I think we are at.
If you haven't made decisions.
Yeah, if you haven't made decisions, what are you waiting for? I give you permission. I've heard this from someone. I was giving them some kind of story, and then he turned around. He told me, "Did I give you permission?" I was like, "Fuck." Well, what am I thinking? Why am I telling a story? Like, forget the story. Like, move. Go fucking do it. Like, we don't need to wait for permission to do anything, right? So I remember that when I was writing these questionnaires, I was like, I just wanted to put this here. Like, if anyone watching this home and not doing and they're waiting, they're telling themselves they're gonna do it. You have permission to do it. Like, give yourself permission. Just every time I pick up my phone, I have when I have my phone tells me one of his Damperas saying, just fucking do it. Like, so I can remember always like, just fucking do it. Like, just like drop the stories. Who cares why and how, where I'm coming from? So that's why I put this here. I give you permission.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, Yeah, I mean, making decisions and all of that. I mean, yeah, most of the things that obviously, there are some things that you might have to, but for the most part, almost every decision that you make, you don't really need anybody else to really approve of it. Of course, I mean, unless it's going to affect somebody else, then maybe you might want to. But if it has to do with your own purpose, if it has to do with your life, you should be the one like making those decisions, because ultimately it's your life, and like if you're waiting for somebody else to really give you permission to, make a specific change in your life or to take some action for your own good, then you're in a bad place there. So give yourself that permission to take action and do whatever it is that you want to do, whatever you love, whatever you've been postponing all this time, or something around those lines, or you want to push yourself, you haven't pushed yourself hard enough. Now's the time to do it and really get a hold of your decisions and make a decision,
Yep.
before the decision makes for itself. Take control of it.
Yeah.
Take control of it while you can.
Definitely, if you don't make a decision, somebody else will make a decision for you.
Yeah.
So that's true. Yeah. Next is setup. Setup. Like, I want to talk about setup because the way I did it is something simple and effective, so you can be productive. So do some kind of setup of like a little station that you need, or like little space where you can sit and read books. To be productive. Something that space. If you don't have one, do it. If you want to use your garage or outdoors or your room, the corner of your room, just set up something that you can actually be productive in that. So that's something I did, and it's working really, really well. And I'm motivating people around me, my wife, my kid, my brother-in-law is here. I'm motivating them. They're looking at me. They're like, fuck, shit, he's not giving up. Wow, why am I not doing it? Like, what can I do? So it's always like you have to be the initiator, of something. Don't wait for someone telling you something. Just create that space and then go for it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely, yeah, you said something simple and effective is definitely extremely important even in these times, because, the simpler it is and the more effective, obviously, it is, the easier it's going to be, and if you're able to develop, whatever it is that you set up, try to turn it into a routine, some sort of habit, that way it, you can easily just go and like start taking action and execute, really easily, as opposed to, trying to build something that's a little bit more complicated and that might not be so effective. Then it's kind of counterproductive at that point. So something simple. I mean, really keep it at the basics, as far as like, whatever the essentials is, in order for you to be productive. Because like, some of us think that we need so many things, to be productive, when, in reality, we don't. We just need a couple of essential things that'll make the thing work. But some of us, we try to, we let our egos, or, we let our image of ourselves, we try to put ourselves in some sort of like pedestal, like we need like the best of the best, and we need this and this and that and that. If those things aren't perfect, I can't do it. Like right now, it's not the time to do that. Just as long as you have the essentials and it works, just go at it and start taking action. Like simple. Maybe later on you can get access to more things and you can add on things here and there, but just to start, just keep it simple, and as long as it's effective, that's all that counts.
You got it right, man. I have nothing to say about that. You made me imagine so many things and think about so many things I wanted to add to it, but you got it right. Let's go to the next. I think we have a little bit more time left. We can probably finish this list. Now that you have time, it's time to slow down and make great product. So what I've learned is to make something great is you need to slow down. I always talk about like removing time and then just work and work until you get it perfect. Yeah. And then also slowing down is very essential. I don't know how I'm going to do this when I go back to that back in the company, being in that environment. But at least I can do it now. You know, I learn how to. Not that I learned, but like I'm learning how to, you know, to work in a slower pace, and then when you're slower, you don't do too many mistakes. You know, you're doing you. That's why I'm able to make all these rings that I wasn't. I didn't have, like, your mind is racing. You're like going fast, and you're making so many mistakes. Like slowing down is where you're becoming very precise. You know, very like taking your time, just like doing a moves, like thinking so many times before or trying so many things until you get the right one. So that's what I wanted to talk about, because like we have to remember when we go back how to like slow down. You know, if anything, maybe we can remind each other, like, dude, you need to slow down, and then maybe that will trigger this thing. You know, these times. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, definitely. I mean, I think the key thing here is that we do have a lot of time, and I think something to keep in mind is that, you know, I think it really depends where you are in your journey. You know, if you're like, I think you can use this time whether to slow it down or to, you know, increase. Like if you're just starting off something, if there's something that you've been wanting to do and you're just going to start it off now, I think it might be a better idea to just start, you know, pumping out, you know, really worry about the frequency of your delivery of content, you know, whatever it is that you're creating, you know, try to create as much as you can. You know, if you're just starting off, that way you know you can get some momentum and really start, like, you know, taking action. But if you're on the other hand, you know, if you're a professional, if you've been doing this for a while, and it might be a better idea, you know, like you said, you know, it might be a better idea to really slow it down and, you know, now take your time. You know, maybe you've already been through that phase where your frequency is really high. And so now you want to bring the frequency down and bring the quality of it up, you know. So I think that's
the key word, quality.
Because like you know, because like eventually you want both to be up there. You know, you want the frequency and the quality to be like, you want to be pumping out very good things, you know, all at the same time. But I think it's a journey. At first, you know, really gotta pump out. So really worry about the frequency at first, and then, you know, once you really get pretty good at it, then I think you can worry more about the quality of the thing. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's a journey, all right, but should be an organized journey.
Yeah.
And a focused journey.
Definitely.
Yeah. So next, I wrote here, when everything goes back to normal. That's it's your chance to be ahead. When the reset comes, where do you want to be? Your name is your. How did I write here? Your name is your brand.
Yeah.
So when we go back, we're gonna represent. People are gonna start judging each other. What did you do with your time? What were you doing? You know.
Oh yeah.
And if what we're talking about is like being productive, creating things, doing all these things now people are gonna, perception is reality. Their perception about you, that when this guy has time in his hand, he's not gonna sit home and watch TV. I don't want to say anything worse than that. But they're gonna talk behind you like, this guy fucking, did you see what he created? What did he do? You know, that becomes your brand. Like your brand is your name. Like people, when they talk about you, when they talk about Louis' brand is gonna be like, shit, this guy fucking created a YouTube channel. This guy, have this many notes, and he created this many products, and he created all this. Man, you know, we can trust this guy. This guy is fucking amazing. He's a beast, you know. Like whatever you're doing now, it's part of your brand. and you have to understand this, and then you have to work with this in mind. So you're creating your brand, like we never stop creating our brand, and then this is one more thing where our focus is not leaning out, So I wanted to put this here because this is the truth. Everyone is talking about everyone, and everyone has a brand. Definitely. Are you a lazy person, or you're a productive one, and and on and on and on it goes.
Definitely. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and click the end because I think it's gonna stop for right now around this time. So and then I'm gonna restart it again. That way we can restart the
all right
the full hour. That way it doesn't cut off. So give me a second.
Yeah. Separately, like you're gonna be able to put that on your feed, your story.
So. I think so. Yeah. I put the other one on the story.
Yeah, you saved it, right?
It actually doesn't have an option, so I think we're gonna have to do it the same way again.
Oh fuck!
As last time.
So crazy. Like my phone, so hard to save the, the recording.
Yeah.
And especially now it's 2 parts. I don't know. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do it, weave it together. I should be able to actually, because it's recording it in my phone gallery.
Maybe on your side you can put it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You can press end. Maybe like when we're done with this one, you press end on your end, and then maybe it shows you. Yeah, maybe it shows you an option. I don't know. For me, it didn't show me. I don't know why.
Oh fuck. Okay. I'll figure it. So next, let's continue doing where I was.
So I was gonna talk about when
everything goes back to normal, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So when everything goes back to normal, it's your chance to be ahead.
Yeah.
When the reset comes, where do you want to be? Your name is your brand. Actually, we talked about that. Your name is your brand. Right? We did.
Yeah.
So there's not much left. Let's go with time to search deep inside your core and make something great with your time. What are you up to? So, we talked about this few ways, and I wanted to mention again here in the end. Basically, I'm trying to say, what are you up to? What are you doing? Are you using your time wisely? And then are you creating anything that gonna be worthwhile when you go back to the normal life?
Yeah.
So if you're not, ask yourself why you're not doing it. If you are, just go at it, continue until to the end. It's going to get harder and harder. More time goes by, and then more time that we're not going to be able to go what we love to do, that what we're passionate about, it's going to get even harder and more difficult. If that's a word, more difficult. It's going to get really, really tough, man. I know. Another week of this, it's going to fucking start. My mind's going to start playing with me, and we have the tools where we can manage ourselves into staying focused and then being productive. Right before I started making all these rings, that I know that it's going to be asset when we start. I'm going to take this asset back to the company. Is I put a number on myself. I said 50 rings I want to finish. Now, I might be able to finish the 50 rings before time, and I can go back, I can start making earrings and pendants and stuff like that. But I put this big number where it takes a long time, long focus, a lot of work to finish 50 designs, I tell you, if I stay focused and do this for this kind of work, I might be able to do 225, maybe if I'm lucky, 300 designs in a year, 12 months.
Yeah.
My regular 40 hours, 50 hours, whatever, So 1 week, I already have like 9 rings, and 2 of them is like, one is 11 hours, one is 9 hours. The other ones are 4-6 hours average, and there's a lot of hours there, and so that's why I'm like putting here this thing like, what are you doing with your time? What are you up to? Like if you're not creating something, you're not going to have anything valuable to take with you when you go back to your normal, regular life. You're not going to have anything to show for. So if you're doing, again, great. If you're not, then ask yourself, what are you doing? What am I doing?
Yeah, I think it definitely goes hand in hand with what you said previously. What we spoke about previously about like your name is your brand. Like yeah, definitely, because like that's really what's gonna represent you. Once you come out of this, everybody's gonna be talking about like what happened and how you like spend all this time and what did you do and everything and all that. And if you're able to put that out there, that you still managed to work hard and stay disciplined, and you still were able to accomplish things, even though through these times of uncertainty, and everything, that it's definitely going to say something about you, and not just for the people. Obviously, this isn't about like impressing anybody else, but definitely like for yourself, you'll be able to just be like, wow, I managed to really do this and to stay positive and still get a lot done, even though these times are kind of uncertain and everything. And, while the majority of people are not really doing anything productive, I was still able to do some productive stuff. And not only that, but, I myself, I changed as a person altogether. And like, that's something that's really a very nice, just accomplishment for yourself, really look into your core and really, do this for yourself, really do it for yourself.
Totally.
And second, of course, for, whoever you want to tell your story to, obviously, you can obviously inspire a lot of people after this is done, and you're able to, share this with other people and be like, it's possible. You can share your insights, you can share the mindset that you applied, and a lot of things. So I think it's definitely definitely try to make the best out of all of this.
Yeah, for sure. Like some people are used to doing this, differently. For us, it's a fast, quick, and crazy, pace at the company, and at this. I had to get used to slowing down. Like I didn't know how to slow down. I was always get up 4 a.m. in the morning, get ready, hop in the car, stop at the Starbucks, drive. Like it was a crazy schedule, and I was doing 14 to 16 hours a day, and then come home 2 hours later, fall asleep, and do it again, repeat it again. And this is like teaching me so many things. I learned so much. When we go back, we have to kind of like, I don't know, I always wanted to like kind of like stop and take everyone to maybe a museum, maybe like go somewhere and then do something, like go to the beach and sit somewhere, eat something, just relax. It was always a thought. I never acted on, and then maybe when we go back, restart this thing, we should really do it a few times a year, and then just like everyone stop, slow down, and then we can come back, restart. The company is not going to go anywhere. The jobs are not going to go anywhere. It's always going to be there.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah. It's crazy. This is forceful stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So we've been going through a bunch of questions, and then we've talked about a lot about that. We have the last thing that we want to talk about is like, don't miss this opportunity to get ahead of your competition. So we all have a competition, right? We all like for us as a company, there are a bunch of companies that are about our size and they're bigger. Everyone's competing. Some like we have clients where they also work with those other companies too, and then we kind of like I'm in this mindset where I'm always trying to do something more, like to give a little bit more, like to be there always, and I have this like to catch their attention and then like keep them around, keep them going, so they don't go to this other competition that I have, and then the other guys are doing about the same thing now. That everything is stopped, right? So it's our opportunity here to create things, to like how we talked about, like to like what I'm doing, creating all these new concept ideas and stuff. When I go back, everyone's going to be like, if those guys are stressed, sitting home doing nothing, I'm going to be ahead of them, obviously. And that's what I wanted to put here, because a lot of people are stressed, sitting home doing the stress thing. And then, and if you are, you need to get out of it. And then, like, it's never going to help you to achieve or accomplish things, especially when you're in this kind of particular, like that time. This time's going to end, and then once it ends, you have to show for it. So that's pretty much I wanted to put here, like kind of motivational, but talk about what I'm doing, kind of what was going on back there, and then that's probably like perspective, what I'm going through for them.
Definitely, from a business perspective, a lot of businesses right now are being pretty conservative, with their with everything as far as like their business goes, just because these are times of uncertainty. So I think it's a very good time right now to really push in whatever business you are, and try to do more than the other businesses, especially right now, since like we're in a good time to really really show like what you're really made of, and how far you're willing to go to really be there for your customer, even in these times of that are very complicated. How well are you able to like adjust to what's going on right now and still be able to provide the service or the product that you may be offering as a business. So definitely it's an opportunity right now. Like a lot of businesses are not really into this growth mindset and positive and personal development. So like most of those businesses right now are just contracting and really trying to save up as many resources as possible. That way they're sort of like trying to just avoid taking such a big hit, as opposed to seeing like, okay, what can I do? How can I actually grow the business, as opposed to how can I prevent it from falling so badly. So like really from so really take this opportunity to grow instead of contract, basically.
The thing is, you have to grow yourself. End of the day, it's the byproduct of who you are, what you're doing. Everybody else, whatever they're doing in their companies, right? So first it starts with you, and then all of us, we have obligation and our to become better version of ourselves, and then that version is the byproduct of that version is going to be what we going to reap in the future. And this is again as the same as being at the shop and then doing that self-development and everything. So I mean, we should never stop reading and learning and becoming better versions, and learning new techniques, new rules, and everything. So all that's going to be part of the future,
Definitely, yeah.
So you see that's Kathy left a message down there. Find trips for your work, build teamwork. Yeah,
there you go.
I mean, the teamwork was there, but definitely there was no that we didn't have the slow pace, which I think that's what was missing, And then
definitely,
I guess when we go back, we need to change that. find better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Today we talked about a lot of things. The first thing that I put in there is the coronavirus made me